Hello everyone, SimsEclaire here and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we are doing another speed build, this time in Britechester. This is going to be of two twin style townhouses. Now initially when I was going to build this, I wasn't actually going to make two of them. I was just going to do like one larger one and I don't know, kind of pretend that it's a townhouse, because I know that technically townhouses do not like have to be connected. But where I live, all of our townhouses are connected, so it's always like really weird for me when I see someone call a townhouse like a house that isn't connected to another house. And even in like technically these houses aren't connected, there's just a courtyard in between them. But I thought that really fit here in Britechester because my theory for this house or these houses was that they were owned by one person and they rented them out to students, so it was technically like student housing, but it wasn't, so your student Sims could still have cooking equipment. Because I understand why the Sims team made it that you can't have cooking equipment in student housing, because in America a lot of like dorms and stuff like that, they don't let you have even like microwaves. Like a lot of them you can't, unless it's in like the common area, you can't even have that stuff. So I understand why they did it, but it is really annoying that even like the off-campus housing, like the bigger houses aren't able to do those. So I wanted to kind of make a makeshift house for student Sims, and I thought that this was a really, I don't know, cute way to do it. Each townhouse is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and they do come fully furnished, but like I said, since I thought that this was going to be rented out to students, I don't clutter everything up too much. I kind of leave them pretty basic in terms of decorations, and they all have pretty much matching furniture, just different color schemes, which is why I think this video went by way quicker than my other townhouse build. My other townhouse build, if you guys remember it, it was 4 townhouses on one lot, and it was based off of the seasons. And it took 2 videos, each was like 30 minutes for me to finish furnishing those apartment or those townhouses, because each one was 3 stories, whereas these are only 2. And then they were so big. But yeah, these went by a lot quicker. But as you can see, whenever I was trying to change things on the roof, it was deleting those roof pieces that I put in. And I don't know why, because I had put on move objects and I'd placed them far enough back that I wasn't really sure why it kept like messing with things. So I went ahead and I left them deleted, and then I put them back in at the very end when I'm done messing with the structure of the house, because it was taking me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I did have a couple of different reference pictures, and of course I was looking at the different areas, you know, around this lot, around Britechester, trying to figure out the style I wanted to go for. And I'm really happy with the exterior of these townhomes, and I really like the interior of the right one, if I remember correctly. You guys will tell which one would be more of my favorite, because one of them is definitely more modern. I figured maybe for a sim going to Foxbury, although if we're being honest, I did put the art easel in that one, so maybe these are like opposite attracts kind of a thing, where the person who's at Britechester is like really into like modern art, but she wanted to go to Britechester because that's the better school for art and the liberal arts, so she went to Britechester even though she was more of like a modern bean. And then the other one is way more like rustic, but they're really into science and technology, so they have the more, I don't know, homey version. Neither one of them are really like farmhousey, but because I mean I use the same furniture, it's just the color schemes. When I went to do the first one, I was definitely vibing off of the black and white here on the exterior, so it's like a black and white and blue interior color scheme. And then when I went to go do the other one, I just really wasn't feeling it, so I decided to play off the fact that there was like brick tones in this building too, and it was a little bit of an older style building. But you'll see that when we get on into the inside. Here you can see I was being a dumb butt for a minute. I was trying to do a little bit of like an accent feature beneath these windows, but I drew a half wall thinking that I could just change the color of the half wall, and yeah, you can, but the issue is that it actually then deletes the wall that the windows are on. So there wouldn't have been a wall there inside of the build unless I had left that, like that other wall up. And so I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be perfect, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, I just deleted all of the walls. So that was what I did. Ignore me, I promise I can build. And then we're going, and I put these like wall pieces because I thought that the wall right above the door looked really bare because I was using medium height walls and a short door, so I just thought it looked a little empty. And I ended up putting some lights next to the doors as well just to fill in the space a little bit more, but I really liked how clean it looked without having too much stuff. And like I said, I did think that these were going to be rentals. Now unfortunately they won't function as rentals in your Sims game. Now you can do that, but the rentals we have in the Sims game are strictly just for, what are they called? Vacations. So unless you want to send your Sim to vacation at their school, I really don't think you're going to want these to actually function as rental lots. That's just what I was imagining. You could even play it as in like they rent out one of them, so it's like a young adult. Maybe she was gifted these by her parents and she needs to make some money, so she rents out one of that townhouses to like a local college boy, and you could play that story. That's a lot better than the story I came up with initially, so I like that one a little bit better, but then that way you can play with the roommate system and then you don't have to control both Sims on this lot, and that would be nice. But anyway, we're going in and we're doing the landscaping. I love these orange plants from the debug menu. We get them in the game in like this purple lavender color, which is pretty. I like the purple lavender color. But these orange colors, especially since we're in the fall season, although it is a little annoying because my game itself is in the fall season, and even with like cheats and stuff, you have to wait a couple of days to get the seasons to change. So all of my pictures are like in the fall season, so they're a little bit, none of the plants are really in their color, which makes me really angry because there are still some plants and stuff that hold their color in the fall season. So I was a little annoyed that especially like ones in this, like in that orange color, they still die, and I was like, ugh. So all of my plants, that's why, by the way, if you're wondering why all of my plants are dead in all of my thumbnails for my videos, that's why. My game is currently in fall. And I didn't want to change it because we're getting into December, which means I'm going to want it to be in winter because I'm going to want it to snow. So I've been waiting for it to start snowing in the game so I can start doing some winter builds. And being in fall is getting a little annoying because there's some trees that stay in the fall colors and they're beautiful, and then there's other things that just die. But anyway, enough about the plants in The Sims. So now we're going on into the inside, and as you can tell, this is definitely the more modern side. I'm using a whole mix of different packs here. It's not like one or the other. There is a lot of seasons, but most of the furniture is... the couches that I end up using, because each one gets those little corner couches, which are seasons, and then they also get one big couch. And both of those, they're the Jungle Adventure couches, because I really liked how those looked because they look modern, but they're still wood, so they match like the rest of the furniture that I was using. But yeah, this is definitely not a limited pack build. I kind of just went a little crazy with it because I really liked these townhouses. I've been doing a lot of big builds recently, I'm sure you guys have noticed, and it's been taking me a really long time to like furnish them, and I feel like I can't really do a proper job because I'm trying to keep the videos super short. So I was really happy when I had these like cute two quaint little townhouses that I could kind of just fix up the way that I wanted, and I didn't have to worry about time all that much because the video itself, like without slowing it down, I think this video was like 4 hours, and then once I sped it up, it was like 20 minutes, and then I just had to cut out some time of me, you know, sitting there eating my food or drinking while I was trying to build, and I was also watching TV while I was doing this. But yeah, and then now we're into the kitchen. I've been really feeling these vases that we got from the Star Wars pack. Please don't kill me, but there's like these two vases, and I don't know, in the game they don't really have a purpose, like there's no gameplay purpose, they're just decorations, and I'm not 100% sure what they're supposed to be. Like a part of me feels like they're maybe supposed to house like some sacred ashes or something like that, but I'm using them for kitchen decorations because they look really cool. There's the one that I used here in white, and then in the other townhouse you're gonna see the other one. It's a little bit taller and not so like round, and that one I think I use in brown. And then we're going upstairs, and as you can see, I kind of made the rooms a little small. I misjudged how much space I was going to need for the bedroom, so I do end up expanding the bedroom, and honestly I wish I had even I don't know, maybe made it even a little bigger, tried to make it wider because I was still struggling a lot trying to get this bed in here because I wanted them to have double beds because, you know, woohoo, and I didn't, I was like trying really hard, and I'm pretty sure both beds are functional. I end up moving this one because I wasn't too sure if your sim could get around the dresser. So I do end up moving this one, and then in the second townhouse I was a lot smarter about it and I put the tiny living dressers in there. So before I upload this, I might switch it, but don't quote me on that one because you guys know I'm not only really bad at uploading my builds in general, but I'm really bad at fixing things I say I'm going to fix before I put them up there because I'm so bad at uploading them that I just forget that I'm supposed to fix things by the time I remember to even upload them. But yeah, the bedroom came together rather quickly. Like I said, I did think that these were rental properties, so there's a couple of pictures on the walls, a couple of lights, but nothing too fancy in the decoration department. And then as you can see, my camera's moving around a little wonky because I'm trying to place all these curtains around. I didn't want to leave the windows completely bare, but I don't put curtains in the other the other townhouse. Because I didn't like the way that they looked with the style that I was going for. I put them in the bedroom and the living room, but I don't put them in the hallways because I used a different color on the hallways. It was a little bit of a warmer tone color, so I didn't like how it looked against that wall color, so don't mind that one. That was on purpose. But then we're going in here, and I did give each room a little office because, like I said, I figured that these were for university sims. If you don't play with university, then you can go ahead and turn these into something else, maybe like a closet or something. But yeah, so this is the office on the more modern one. Like I said, I did put an easel in there, and then I'm just going to do a little seating area. I don't believe I give the other apartment a seating area because the floor plan is a little different because it's backwards, obviously, because, you know, they're facing like together, so you can see here like it matches the same shape, but it is backwards. So I don't think I end up giving a seating area because the stairs come up to a shorter wall on this one. So yeah, I don't think I end up giving a seating area, but I might. I don't think I do though. But now going in here, you can see I real quickly changed all the colors because, like I said, I did want this one to be a little bit warmer, and I'm still using the same exact furniture. And I did give each one of these, you can see I gave them each a little TV. I wasn't initially going to do a TV at all, and then I was like, no, because I don't give them computers in this build. So if you guys don't play with university and you don't get a computer for your sim to study for university, I figured they needed some sort of fun activity in this house, in these houses. So I did decide to give each of them just these small TVs, and I thought maybe they had found, like, the person who was renting them had bought them or had like found them in the dumpster and thought it would be a nice thing to add to get some more money for their properties. And then I'm just adding a couple of decorations. Where the stairs sit on the other one, it didn't look as weird because I gave them a feature wall, so it didn't look as bare as they did in this townhouse. But this townhouse looked really bare where the stairs were, so I decided to add some paintings and a mirror because I just couldn't, it just looked so empty because the other one, like I said, has a feature wall. I put wood there, and this one I just left blank, so I wanted to fill it up. And I think that looks a little nicer, and it definitely goes to show you that these are two different people living in these townhouses. I keep wanting to call them apartments, and I don't know why. You can't even build your own apartments in The Sims, and I keep wanting to call these apartments. I am so sorry. But anyway, we're going into the kitchen, and this one has a couple more clutter items, so I did think that maybe if you were playing that there's one sim that owns both of these, I definitely thought that this would be the one that sim lived because this house has a little bit more decoration in it. Both houses, though, use these tiny living tables. I don't use these all that often, but I actually used them in a build that I did for this channel and then deleted because I ended up not liking the exterior. Like, the interior I loved, and I might show some pictures of it on Twitter, but the exterior I wasn't that big of a fan of, so I did decide just to scrap the video, and I was going to do a different version, like a different type of tiny home. But I did really like using those chairs. I use them in the kitchen instead of a counter with the table, so I wanted to try and do that again because I forgot that we had that table, if we're being totally honest, because I have you guys can see I have some custom content in my game, and one of them is the Tiny Living add-on pack by Simlogical. I think that's who does it. And I really like that pack, and one of the things that they did was they shortened the table and the chairs. So I keep going to grab that one forgetting that we have the taller version, and I actually really like the taller version. That was like my favorite item we got with the tiny living pack. So yeah, I was really happy when I remembered that we had that. And then this is going to be the last room that we furnished. So this is the other office. It has a little bit of a different layout just because of where the door was placed, but it's the same furniture, same bookshelf, same desk. And like I said, I don't put any clutter in them because they are rentals. And then going outside, this is their shared courtyard. So I do give them just a little bit of a bench and a plant. And then I do 2 bicycles because bicycles are where we got bicycles with Discover University. Those are the ones from Eco Lifestyle, but I thought it would be kind of cool to keep one, you know, at least give them one to honor the fact that Discover University was where we first got bicycles. And then I give them a little outdoor grill area and then a seating area for them to just, you know, sit and enjoy and hang out together and maybe throw some parties because, you know, they are going to be in college, so I figured they'd be throwing quite a few parties. At least one of them would be. But besides that, that is it for this video, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!